Do you want to retire a millionaire? If so, then you need to understand one of the most powerful forces in the universe: compound interest. So stick around to find out how much $1,000 could become if you leave it invested for 40 years. Welcome back to the official FinFlix channel. Today we're going to discuss how compound interest works, why it's important, and how you can start taking advantage of it right away. If you want more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to learn about a specific thing, drop it in the comment section below. Let's begin the video. Compound interest is often called the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. Albert Einstein even said that compound interest is more powerful than nuclear energy. In simple terms, compound interest is interest on interest. Here's what I mean. For example, imagine you invest $1,000 into an account that pays a 6% annual interest rate. After the first year, you will earn 6% of $1,000, which is $60. Now imagine that this $60 is reinvested back into the account. In our example, after 40 years, your initial investment of just $1,000 grew to $10,285. That's over a 10x return on your initial investment. Pretty impressive, huh? Now, there are many advantages of having compound interest working for you. First, you don't need to do anything once you set everything up. You can just sit back and watch your money grow. Second, the longer you let your money compound, the faster it will grow. This is why it's crucial to start investing early in life. Your money has decades to grow, which means it will be able to reach its full potential. And third, compound interest allows you to earn money even when you don't have any money. Yes, you heard that right. If you have $0 in your bank account, you can still earn money by utilizing other people's money. How? Well, by borrowing money and investing it. Of course, this is a bit risky and I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. But hey, if you can make 10% every year, then you can pay back the loan with interest. Now that we know the benefits of compound interest, let's discuss how we can use it to build wealth. There are 4 main components to remember. Number 1 is time. Time is the most important factor when it comes to compounding. The earlier you start, the better. Even if you only have a small amount of money to invest, like $10 or $20, it's still possible to make a lot of money if you start early and let compounding work its magic. But here's the thing, it's never too late to start. Even if you're in your 50s or 60s, you can still benefit from compounding. Even if you start investing at 60 years old, you can still end up with millions of dollars. But the earlier you start, the less time you need to make millions. The younger you are, the less you have to invest for your money to turn into millions. Because of the power of compound interest over time, on the other hand, the older you are, the more you will have to invest because you have less and less time to compound. The second component is the amount. The more money you invest, the more money you will earn. This is obvious, but it's important to keep in mind. The third component is the interest rate. And this is probably the most important factor after time. A small increase in the interest rate can have a big impact on your final balance. And the fourth component is compounding frequency. Most banks will compound interest daily or monthly. Daily compounding is the most frequent, and therefore it will yield the highest returns. So we know that compound interest is awesome, but how should we use it? Here are some ideas. First, use it to pay off debt. Debt can be a great way to multiply your money. If you borrow money and invest it and earn a higher return than the interest rate of the debt, then you can essentially use other people's money to make money. Of course, this is risky and it's not recommended for beginners. But some of the wealthiest people in the world built their fortunes by borrowing money and investing it. Second, use it to save for retirement. Retirement is expensive. According to Fidelity, a comfortable retirement will cost you around $1 million. Now, you don't need to have $1 million in your bank account. You just need to have an income that generates $1 million. And guess what? Compound interest is the best way to do that. Imagine you're 20 years old and you invest $3,909. If you earn 7% every year, you will have $1 million when you're 65 years old. But if you wait until you're 30 to start investing, you will need to invest $7,257 every single year to reach the same amount at the age of 65. Third, use it to fund your children's education. College is expensive. On average, it costs $8,200 per year. If you start investing early and let compounding work its magic, you can easily afford your children's education. In fact, you can even send them to private schools, which cost up to $35,000 per year. Fourth, use it to buy a house. Buying a house is expensive. You need to come up with a down payment, pay closing costs, and have money left over for repairs. However, if you start investing early and let compounding work its magic, you can put the down payment together to afford a house quickly. Fifth, use it to buy a car. Cars are expensive. Tesla Model 3 costs $46,900. However, if you start investing early and let compounding work its magic, you can easily afford a car. Now, let's compare compound interest to regular interest. With regular interest, the principal amount is simply multiplied by the interest rate to calculate the interest earned. For example, if you have $1,000 at a 6% interest rate, you would earn $60 in interest after 1 year. However, with compound interest, the principal balance increases each year due to the addition of the previously earned interest. As a result, the amount of interest earned each year also increases. For example, if you have $1,000 at a 6% interest rate compounded annually, you would earn $60 in interest after the first year, and you would earn $64 on the second year, $68 on the third year. On year 15, you would be making $136. On your initial investment of just $1,000, provided you didn't invest anything else other than that. Obviously, if you were to consistently invest, the amount you would make from compound interest would be significantly higher. Look at these numbers. Someone who starts investing at 20 and earns 8% annually will end up with $1 million when they're 65 years old. If you do the math, you realize that this person earned around $769,000 in interest alone throughout their entire life. That's huge. What does this mean? It means that you can literally live off interest and never touch your initial investment. And that's why it's important to start investing early and often. If you want to learn more about the stock market, check out this video where I go over the basics. Thanks for watching the official FinFlix channel. If you enjoyed this video and learned something, give this video a like. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new informative video. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.